Hello and welcome to the Peter Diagnos podcast. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be speaking about the Divine Feminine and the Divine Mother, the Cosmic Mother, and what I feel about it, what I feel towards it, what I feel that it is, how it has helped me in my life, what I've discovered about my inner feminine, what I have in terms of activating and in terms of balancing it with the masculine, especially being a man. Where there are a lot of different stereotypes put on you, and in many cases it can be harder to express sensitivity as a man in this world. So one of the first things I would say about the Divine Feminine and the Divine Mother is that it is stern and strict and painful at times, and it will humble you. She will humble you. And basically it is the creator and the destroyer, I would say, the Divine Mother. And whenever I have those days where I feel that something is cropping up or bubbling up from the surface, I feel this vague kind of anxiety. I don't really know where it's from, and I'm just in turmoil, and I'm being directed to go inward, and the energies are strong that day, or I'm feeling a lot of shadow. I'm feeling like I have, a sputtering engine, not really supposed to be out in the world so much. It's a day for introspection. And I know that the Divine Mother is coming to destroy things that are rooted in ego, or basically things that no longer serve me, things that are hiding in the basement, painful things, ugly things that I'm holding on to that need to be cleansed out of me. That destruction process, although painful, is crucial to when you finally break down in tears, when you finally let that thing out of you that you've been holding on to, almost like a scared inner child, and you can't let it go, and you finally let the Divine Mother embrace you and love you and come into your heart and know that that's like a force that's inside us. And it's the best feeling in the world, but it's the hardest thing because we have to go against the societal programming of the tough shell, the repression, the suppression, the productivity mindset that is in the Western mental health. And it's so counterintuitive to everything we've ever been taught. So I feel that when I'm sad, when I'm angry, when I'm lonely, when I'm on the other side of the world, just in these places I've been, I really struggle with feeling safe in this world. I struggle with feeling safe. I struggle with feeling loved. I struggle with letting people in. And what I realized was about this Divine Mother that I had to let her in. Like I had to let God in. I had to let myself in and cry out those tears and let that love come into me alone. Because when I'm crying and I'm devastated and I'm angry, you want to go outside of yourself, but the best thing in the world to do and the hardest thing in the world to do can be to confront it and go inside. And what you find is that Divine Mother is kind of just waiting to cradle you like a baby. When you have those moments where you're crying hysterically and you can't make sense of anything and you're angry and there's nowhere else to turn. There's nothing in your external reality, nothing you can make sense of. It's just giving it up. And I really do think of it like this. I'm being cradled in her arms sometimes because I have no clue, and I'm just like a lost kid, and I'm being guided along. So when I first heard about this idea of the Divine Mother, Divine Feminine, Cosmic Mother, I felt that I guess it's framed through what my relationship with my mom would be. I think everyone would be viewing it through that lens. So my relationship with my mom was always very good. We were always very close. I was never close with my dad. We would never talk about something like that. Sensitive things, emotional things, not at all. So yeah, she's my mom, and she's like the one I always turn to when I'm struggling and when I'm deep, but I still feel a little bit of a disconnect. I don't feel that truest, deepest feeling of being understood. But that said, I did have a very good relationship with her always, and we've always been close. So it still did, this idea of the divine mother or divine feminine did come more easily to me because I still had a good relationship with my mom. What characterizes the divine mother is this feeling of death. I think when you wake up and you feel a day where there's just death in the air, there's death in your psyche, there's death in your heart, and you know she's coming for you. You know you're not going to make it out alive, you know? And your ego, your attachments, all your illusions, endless amounts of them. I know I had and still have, but as we all do, but you're not going to make it out alive, so you might as well just surrender. And those days where you have nothing to do but just sit in your heart and feel your heart and say, please help me give this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Just take this, divine mother. So as this is happening, this excavation process, this anger, all of this stuff that she's helping you come out of this cage and say, it's okay, like it's painful and we're going to get into it. We're going to go to the deep, deep, ugly places of you. And when this starts happening, you also you start to be able to unlock the softness of your inner child, the softness of who you are that lets yourself to be loved, let yourself be embraced. And I think as a man, it's very, very hard. A lot of us are so programmed to be tough and we can never show emotions. We aren't even aware of them. We're so almost illiterate to all this stuff beneath us, and we don't know that it's affected us. We don't know that we really do need that deep and tender love. But we're paralyzed. We're stuck. I was stuck, and you have no clue. You have no clue how to really get down there to that ugly stuff that's hiding down there. That kid who wants to be loved. So this softness and also this spontaneity gets activated. A more intuitiveness. You learn to when your heart speaks, it starts to speak louder, I think, when you're tapping into this. It starts to speak louder and you feel more spontaneous. You feel guided as if you're like a compass or like you're a windmill and you're feeling energies and you're feeling it through the antenna. I would say you are humbled in the sense that you have to learn that you're not running the show, because the Divine Mother can be very stern. I wouldn't, maybe angry, but not quite. It's more that just you're so attached in your humanness and your ego and all your illusions that you want to cling on to and what you think you are. But the Divine Mother wants to show you and cleanse and kill everything that's not you, which is painful and it's terrible. And those are the days where you really don't want to sit with yourself, but the energies are so strong, but you just have nothing to do. But you just know you can't. You need to just sit and lay down for 3 hours or something, because otherwise you'll be just passing the buck and you know it's coming through you. So you start to get, it becomes easier to drop resistance, and you start to know, okay, I'm not running the show. If I feel these energies, if I feel my heart talking to me, I feel the Divine Mother talking to me, we need to go be intimate with my inner child. I need to go sit with my heart. I need to go tend to my heart. You can't get around it as much. And you learn that, no, you're not indestructible. You are playing your part in the show. You are on a divine mission. You are doing divine service. And all my ideas about thrusting my ego and doing all these things and having control in the face of the Divine Mother just get shattered and collapsed. So you start to learn, it took me many, many years of this ego stroking game where you just get smashed and then you try and do the ego thing again. And then you finally learn, okay, I'm not running the show. I need to stop being so attached to my ego because it's just a drug. So it's this feeling that there's something always there to comfort you and love you. And it can be like feeling cradled like a baby or like a mother when you have nowhere else to turn. You're just kind of a clueless kid and you don't know, you feel hurt and you feel angry and your inner child's shattered. And no, there's nothing to make sense of it. There's no psychological program to make sense of it. It's just, I need to cry those tears. I need to feel those emotions. I need to sit with that uncomfortability and cry to my mother, my divine mother, the creator, the source of all things, this divine feminine that births everything in the universe, that creates and that is powerful and that destroys at the same time. It is the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. You need to have death to get the rebirth. So, previously I would think I'm all alone, but now I know I'm not alone. I know sitting with myself is not sitting with myself anymore, because I love myself so much and I have this higher guidance, this feminine in me that I'm activating. So I think as a man, you can almost feel really alienated, and you don't really... I feel like a lot of females understand this better, or would be even be open to talking about it more, but as a man, it's been greatly beneficial to access this side of me. And I always had a hard time pretending, and I think the Divine Mother is, it's a guiding force that's bigger than me, but it also is me. Like, it's a side of me. It's contained within me. It's my divine feminine power just as much as I have the divine masculine power. And a lot of us don't know how to balance it. And we're either just way on one end or way on the other end, and they need to be integrated in that yin and yang and balance, which is extremely difficult. Because even this year, I've started to activate more of my masculine, more of my assertiveness, but also the feminine, which is the sort of like the water just consuming everything. And another metaphor would be the fire, the divine fire of the Divine Mother. She wants to just destroy everything so you rise from the ashes like the phoenix. The metamorphosis. That is the task of the Divine Mother. Destroy you and then build you back from the ashes. So the Divine Mother, when I'm feeling that sense of death, it always appears scary. But this is what's humbling you. This is when you learn that, and it's immensely relieving, because you learn that, okay, I'm not running the show, first of all, and I can look to guidance, and I don't have to know everything. I don't have to know all the answers. I can just be with myself, and I can listen for guidance, and I can listen to my heart. I can let the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine inside me be birthed and bloom and come out of me and cleanse, and all that ugliness and all that pain and all that trauma and all that inner child who is so scared to come out can finally release those tears, release that pain, release that anger that is just trapped in there. And then once it starts, which is a long process to cleanse all that, once it starts, you're really starting to get in tune with the fact that, okay, I can go be with this Divine Mother, this divine feminine side of me anytime I need to. And we can comfort my inner child, and we can, nurse us back to health. And in my case, I would never talk to my dad about any of that stuff, ever. So maybe it really did come more naturally to me for the mother. I don't really have much of a conception of a divine father, but because the mother really is the creator of all. They're that magic kind of wellspring of new life. So you learn to flow, and you learn to surrender. Just surrender. That's the biggest thing. And it's not quite a wrath of the Divine Mother, but it does feel a little bit like, just get in line, because sometimes we need to have these stern, difficult conversations. And you need to learn to get in line with the divine order and the divine orchestra. Stop playing your ego games. That's when she smacks you around a little bit, or sets you in line. Because I had so much ego to exhaust. I had so many characters to exhaust, thinking that I could find my way on my own. And the Divine Mother finally just beat me down enough, or I suffered enough by playing all these pretend characters, but none of them ever worked. So as men, I think the task is to do this work inside of us and know that it is a great service to women, and it is making us better partners, better friends, better fathers, and to know that it does not take away your masculinity, it does not take away your toughness. To be able to talk about vulnerability and emotions and really cradle yourself and have the courage to go into those deep places. You are making yourself better for your wife or your partner or whoever, or the complementing the females in the world. Because females and males, whoever you are, we both have the matching, we both have feminine and masculine inside of us. But this imbalance that too many males are not tapped into their feminine, and they're trying to control too much. So when you are tapped into your sensitivity, your femininity, it's not making you a wimp or a wussy or whatever. It's just making you more capable of being powerful and serving a woman in the best possible way that you can. Because you're not hiding from anything. That's true courage. You're opening your heart to be cleansed and to be empowered by this energy. So that balance is the hardest thing. As a man, yes, you want to be masculine, you want to be assertive, you want to be powerful, but also knowing that power is not you. So I know it's not me. I mean, it comes through God, and anytime I think it's me, I get put in my place. So the divine feminine, this divine mother energy, as a man, I know that I am much stronger when I let this flow through me. When I let these tears flow through me, when I let these pain and sadness up to the surface, I'm a much stronger man, and I'm much more empowered in my masculinity when I do that. Because otherwise, I'm trying to control too much. Instead of letting what the Divine Mother is, that flow, that fire that consumes everything and recreates and rebirths everything, I can work within that as a masculine man, and I can balance those polarities. So when I am allowing the divine feminine to work through me, I am much stronger, and we are all much stronger. The divine mother kills, it's death and rebirth. So when I embrace that, when I let those tears come through me, when I embrace that sadness, that anger, that hidden stuff about my inner child that's afraid to be loved or afraid to receive, that's a very masculine trait these days. You don't feel worthy of love. You don't feel worthy of intimacy. You don't feel ready to open up. When I let those things flow through me, I'm a much stronger man and able to love much better. Within the feminine, there is tremendous power that is untapped. But it must be surrendered to. You must be the clear vessel, the conduit. You must allow it up. You must allow it to excavate all that pain and all that trauma. Let yourself be loved and let yourself be seen, even by yourself. A lot of men, we can't even see, I can't even see myself. So then how could I let anyone else see me? How can I be open to my wife or partner's love? Because as a man, I don't feel worthy, and I feel that I'll never get enough cars, or I'll never get enough achievements, or I'll never be tough enough. But really what it is you have to let yourself be loved by the Divine Mother, let yourself be loved by that feminine aspect, activate it within you. And you're much more powerful and capable in this world when you're infused with that feminine energy and you know what the creator and the destroyer is, the birther of everything.